Hello. This is technically episode 2, but I didn't put that in the title because part of the idea of an episode 2 is that there's an important sense of continuity, right? That you should watch all of the episodes and watch them in order, and so that if you see an episode 2, you're like, oh, I should go back and watch episode 1 for context, because I'll have missed something. And let me just say, I'm going to talk about that episode quite a bit for the first few minutes, but you didn't miss anything. I wasn't expecting to get many views on episode 1, so I was slightly horrified when I saw that the video got more than like 2 views, because I didn't make a very good video. I made it pretty lazily, artistically speaking, which is to say that what I did was I recorded a bunch of live commentary, and then I just tried to cut that together in a compelling way, working with what I had. And I didn't do any other kind of editing or any other fluff or artistic flair. It was just me practicing recording and then cutting up that gameplay commentary, basic editing stuff. This channel for me is more about learning a new skill. I think that what I did in that previous episode was good practice for me. So, it wasn't like a waste of time or that, I shouldn't have made it or posted it. But I'm a long way from mastering live commentary. So I'm not really saying it's like an art piece that is really worth going and checking out. This episode is going to be a little bit different because instead of doing a long live commentary segments that I pre-record and then try and cut up, I am going to do this more of like a voiceover episode, right? So I am going to plan out what I'm going to say. I'm going to write things. I'm going to think about things. And then I'm going to specifically record a lot of audio and just kind of place it over the gameplay footage so that it's going to be a very different feel, basically, from what the first episode was. And it should be a lot better in terms of the quality of my speech and the pacing, and it should just be a better experience for listening, even though what you see on screen is not going to match exactly what I'm saying because I am not doing it at the same time, right? Before I talk about what's going on, I want to say a few things about why I'm doing this. I love Minecraft. I don't know if it's my favorite game, but I've played it on and off since I was a young teen, back in early alpha, and I've watched a ton of Minecraft videos, so I'm usually pretty in the loop when it comes to updates and new features. Since last time I played, some of the new things that I really want to try out are like copper golems, because they're so good, right? Like, I don't mind building like classic item sorters and stuff, but something about just having like a little golem guy that does it is kind of awesome. I love it. There's the Happy Ghast, which is like low key creative flight and survival, which is just awesome. There's like bundles, which are not that big a deal, but any inventory management change is cool. It's nice to see. You get the Pale Garden, and more specifically, the Pale Oak. I can't wait to build with that stuff. It looks really nice, in my opinion, and I just love that there's like 20 different kinds of wood. It's just like such a cool game for making and building stuff, and especially I love the shelves. I've seen the shelves. I've tried using them a little bit in creative, and oh my god, they are the vertical slab but better. They are so cool. So I am very excited to use all of this stuff, and I know that I'm not going to use all of it straight away, but it really is just the vibe, right? I just have that kind of excitement where I just want to open the game and do things. So, a bit more info about the server. It's a small friends of friends community type deal with the vibe being vanilla plus. And what I mean by that is you can't play fully vanilla Minecraft in 2025 or soon to be 2026. It's just not a thing. So there's a few mods, and a couple of them might be controversial if you're a vanilla purist, but I don't include anything that changes vanilla progression or adds new items, except for one exception. And I'll talk about mods in detail another time, probably in another video where they're more relevant. But yeah, I just want to say it is mostly like a vanilla plus thing. And then the next thing is the seed. So normally when I start a new server, I like doing the seed hunting, right? It's a fun little project. I look at seeds on Chunkbase to see the biome spread, like if it has both hot and cold near spawn, and there's like a seed hunting subreddit, so I can see what other people post and check those seeds on Chunkbase. And honestly, there's some really cool stuff there. And if it fits my criteria, I can check around spawn and see if that looks cool and yeah, do all that stuff. This time, I really just wanted to play, right? I was not really thinking about seed hunting, so I just took the Season 11 Hermitcraft seed and hit play. So in the previous episode, there was a lot of caving. I got my first set of diamonds. I got my first 30 levels. And by the way, when you find a cave full of skulk for the first time, you can really quickly get to 30 by just crafting about 4 iron hose and just going ham on the skulk. You can't use stone because it doesn't insta-break. Iron hose insta-break skulk, so go with that. And then I got my first 15 bookshelves, which took surprisingly long, and I actually didn't get a lot of it in the previous episode, but it is what happened. It was pretty irritating because I didn't have looting, and I checked several villagers to see if I could find a library because that would have been huge, but I couldn't find a library. And I went to the nether thinking, maybe I'll get a bunch of leather from Hoglins, and I didn't, and instead I just got enough blaze rods to find and kill the ender dragon, but I really wanted to finish that enchanting setup, so I impatiently farmed cows in a pen that was way too small, but I don't even know why, because doing level 30 enchants on an enchanting table is really overrated, and I was probably better off, or at least right now I'm probably better off just chopping those bookshelves to get those books to trade to villagers for my enchants. So anyways, like I was saying, yeah, caves, diamonds, 30 levels, enchanting setup, went to the nether, got some blaze rods, recap over. Just a moment ago, you saw that awesome cave that was right next to the stronghold, and it had this massive, lush cave biome with a huge underwater lake that was full of tropical fish and axolotls. And then below that, there was another huge deep slate chamber. And then below that, there was a massive lava lake with crazy looking pillars, which were so cool as well. And I really just wanted to make sure that I recorded some of that so I could show it, because I just thought that that whole area ended up being so cool and incredible. And it was just something just so magical about the Caves and Cliffs update that has really made the game so much more fun in terms of actually exploring and caving. And now I've been editing this for a while, and there's something I want to address. For some reason, OBS records all of my computer audio, including Discord, when I'm recording Minecraft. It's something I'll troubleshoot before I start recording for the next episode, but it means that most of the clips have no audio because I needed to mute them because there's people talking in Discord. And even if I want to include those conversations, my audio is either not being recorded or it's extremely quiet while everyone else is pretty loud. And I can't really fix that in post, unfortunately. I tried. So I still want to use those clips, but they will have no audio and you'll just have to listen to me talk over them today. So let's go over some of the new things. So I've been very busy working with my villagers. This is the Iron Golem farm. So I've got my armor smiths and my weapon smiths and my tool smiths down here at the Iron Golem farm. And then I've got the drops sorting into this chest, and I have this little copper golem who's sorting the poppies to the left and the iron to the right, and then there's an auto crafter crafting that into blocks, and then I don't have a way to access this yet, but there's a composter making this into bone meal down here. And next up we have the villager breeder. It's just right here. It's a very simple design that I just copied from YouTube, and there's not really anything special about it. I'll be tearing it down pretty soon. Things are pretty messy right now, but down here I have a villager trading hall with all the enchants. I've spent a lot of time rolling these, like hours placing and breaking lecterns, so that was fun. The only thing that I'm sad about is my efficiency book is still kind of expensive. Everything will get a lot cheaper once the villagers are cured, but in the meantime I would have liked a better book there. And everything else is kind of good. I have this book in Quill that I used to record all of the prices. This one needs to be updated. All the prices, so I know, and I put like a little asterisk when I know it's the lowest possible price for that enchant. And then if we look at what Timestamp has done so far, I can see he's got this villager breeder down here. And I'm not sure if he's set up his trades yet or anything, but got that started. He's got this little pen of orange sheep. He's got this farm over here that rolls down the hill with these cute little aqueducts. And then if we come over here, there is a path somewhere over here that goes down the side of the mountain. Then we get to his mountainside base, which is quite cool. Very good advice. So this is a very cute pink base, apparently inspired by Grian's Season 11 Hermitcraft base. And he also wants to do more Hermitcraft inspired builds, which is pretty cool. Let me just get you the overview shot here. Yeah, very cool. It's actually pretty funny because and in the start of episode 1, I like made this little hole. This was my first crafting bench and furnace that I made, and then I went caving in this cave, and now he lives here, so that's kind of cool. And up here we have another pen of cows. I remember I penned off these cows because this is right next to spawn. Penned off these cows just so that someone else could breed them into more cows, and now that's happened, so that's cool. And then Anya has built this lava chicken machine, so we have food automatically being made there. You can hear the chickens, you can see them right there. And then just a short ways away, we have this bridge. It's a little bit awkward looking, but it works for now. Works for now. I'm sure we'll have nicer things on the server later. Humble beginnings. And then this is Anya's little house, her little starter house. I think that she's already abandoned this place, but it's nice to take a look at it because we didn't get to look at it in the previous episode. So we have all these crops in the way. Just mow them down. We have this cute little farm stuff. Let's take a look at the house. Jump in the barrels. Has some wolves. She really likes barrels. And she told me that apparently her philosophy for this server is going to be wabi-sabi, which is that nothing is allowed to be symmetrical. So I think that's pretty interesting. And back near our base again, at the top of this hill, we have Rose's houses. Rose's little complex here. So we have the sound of all the bees popping out. This little hut here. And then we have this huge apiary with loads of bees. There's a zombie with a wandering villager head, wandering trader head. An ominous fire pit. And a little farm back here. And her happy gas is parked right there. I think that's everything. Yep, so that's Rose's area. It's funny because she was very confused as well. She was like, why are there always pillagers everywhere by my base? And there's like a pillager outpost like 50 blocks away from her base. And you also built this little horse or donkey speed tester right here. And lastly, this is me getting my first pair of wings, as well as the first handful of shulker boxes. In the next episode, I want to build a shulker farm, and then maybe a creeper farm, and discuss the logistics of how and why. And once I have my storage kind of figured out, it might finally be time for some of the beautifying and base building projects to start. Or at the very least, it'll be more farms. Who knows? It'll be something. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.